Hi Booktube! So it's been a bit since I have filmed any videos, and I thought why not do a book haul to get back into the swing of things, because I have been wanting to make videos for quite some time, but work has just been stressing me out and keeping me very busy and very tired, so I hardly have any time to read, and it's hard to get up the energy to film videos when you're when you're just not feeling the best. But I am going to be pushing through that and getting back on Booktube because it's my happy place. And so I gathered quite the number of books. I know today is the, what is it called? The National Independent Bookstore Day. And I did manage to go to a bookstore. It was a used bookstore, so I'm not sure if it's on the list or not, but I just figure I go to bookstores, throughout the year. I don't need to go just for the day to support the local bookstores, because I didn't want to deal with all the crowds. Because I hate like having to like jostle like elbows and everything just to look at books, especially on a Saturday and being a special event day. But I did manage to get some books at the bookstore, and then I went to some little free libraries and got quite a number of books to share with you. There's a whole like spans all the different genres, and some of them fit with the reading events that are happening this month in April, because although I haven't been present on Booktube, I have been participating in all the events because I love all the Booktube events. So I thought I would start out with a book that's not a book for reading necessarily, but it's a cookbook. This is a Milk Street Simple by Christopher Kimball. I wasn't aware of these Milk Street books at all until I saw the one called Bake. That's all about, baking bread and pizza and scones and biscuits and, all the bready stuff. And I really like that cookbook. And so when I saw this one, I was like, okay, I have to try this. So it's simple. So it's like using, very, a limited number of ingredients to make, these special dishes. And so I was like, why not get because the book I've been borrowing from my library, the Bake one, I don't own a copy, but I've borrowed it like countless times at this point. But it'd be nice to have a copy. So I thought I would just flip through some pictures. So this is baked ziti with peppers, bacon, and paprika. And I'm a vegetarian, but I can easily swap out the meat for different vegetables and things. So let's see, there is sauteed corn with miso, butter, and scallions. This kind of reminds me, I have like a fancy corn recipe that I do in the summer that uses it's kind of like a salad, like with a vinaigrette that is like it just like uses all those corn on the cobs that you have like cheaply in the summer. Rosemary, tomato, rice, and beans, tahini, roasted sweet potatoes, and with za'atar. So yeah, all these different kind of, it seems to be leaning heavily on like different spices. Braised collard greens with cumin, garlic, and sweet tart raisins. Fancy kind of salad. Yeah, anyway, so this will be fun just to flip through and make some, like, hopefully these are quick too, because I love those like quick 30-minute get all the ingredients together and dinner on the table, nice and easy. So yeah, there's that one. And then yeah, Christopher Kimball, I want to say he used to be on the America Test Kitchen or Country Kitchen TV show. I watched it a number of years ago. I feel like he was on that. Okay, and the next book is one I want to read next because in April there is Amish in April, and I haven't read anything. Oh, there's a bunch of crows flying by. Yeah, anyway, sorry, you might hear a fable in the background. But anyway, yeah, so it's Amish in April, and I haven't read anything yet. I've checked a couple of books out from the library, but I just haven't managed to make time for it. And so I was like, why not give this one a go? I have never heard of these authors. So this is the Amish seamstress, and it's the Women of Lancaster County, and it says, I want to say, yeah, it's book 4 in the series by Mindy Starnes Clark and Leslie Gould. But I like the cover, and I saw it at a little free library. I was like, this fits the bill for Amish in April. It says, a beautiful misfit, a handsome young filmmaker, a shocking family secret hidden for 200 years. So we'll see what I make of this. And like as always with the little free library books, I don't read much into them because they're free, and so yeah, if I don't like them, I can just return them. But hopefully I will like these. And then I have quite a number of mysteries, and several of them are British mysteries, which I know is like a big part of the mystery book genre, but I haven't read that many of them. And so I'm sure this author is probably, well, I don't know. She seemed to have quite a number of books, at least in the little free library, but I grabbed 2 of them. This is Catherine Ard, A-I-R-D, and it's like a murder most British. So I was like, why not give these a go? Parting Breath, featuring Detective Inspector C.D. Sloane. But I feel like from what I know of the British mysteries, they're always going to be at these like big mansions where the, people like are stuck in a house together. But again, I haven't read that many of these British books, but these look like lots of fun regardless. Yes, it's a classic case of murder in the British tradition of Catherine Ard. So I have that, and then I have another one by her, Last Respects. And it says the very best in British mystery. So yeah, with those prompts, I easily picked these up. This one has a dead body floating in the river here. So yeah, very different covers, but it gives off that kind of atmosphere. This one came out in 1984, but originally was in 1982. And then I have Out of Circulation, a Miss Zuka mystery by Jo Deresk. Seems like a cozy mystery with a cat. It says, hitting the books and surviving the trail. It's hiking the Cascade Mountains, which is right near where I live. So I thought that'd be like a fun, location-based mystery. And then Rumpel for the Defense. I've heard of Rumpel by John Mortimer. I feel like off and on throughout the years on Booktube. I've never given him a go. I want to say I have another one of his books on my shelf. I haven't read it, but they always have these like kind of like funny covers. This one says, champion of the underdog and scourge of judges, the man who single-handedly upholds the might of British justice. Another British mystery. So here's the author on the back. So now that I think I have 2 of these, I need to read them. I want to say the other one is like a short story collection. And then A Bite of Death by Susan Cannat. And this one says the third book in the Dog Lover's Mystery, and it takes place in Cambridge. No idea if that's Cambridge, US or UK, but a dog mystery, another cozy mystery. And then some older books. They talk about the Cascades. This was The Cascade Ghost by Lou Cameron, and I just saw the cover and like the like the 70s kind of title, and yeah, I immediately picked it up. I didn't need to do much other research. This one says, men and women in a blood-soaked land, a magnificent novel of unleashed violence that turned the frontier into a killing ground. Okay, so despite the kind of quaint cover, not so quaint of a story. Then we have The Saint is Back, Vendetta. Okay, never mind. This looks like it's the title, but no, the title is like really small underneath. Vendetta for the Saint by Leslie Charteris. And this was about, and here again, it's like this big bold, maybe that's the name of the series. I have no idea. I've never heard of this book or this author. It says Simon Templar, alias the Saint, that it's Robin Hood of modern crime, pursues a strangely impersonal vendetta which takes him to Sicily and pits him against the black hand of the mafioso. Okay, so like a mafia book in Italy. And then an older book, but an author I do recognize. This is Marilyn Robinson, Housekeeping. I haven't read this before. I've seen the newer editions, like the trade paperback that match her other series with Lila and I'm blanking on the other titles, but I've seen those. But this is like an old mass market edition. And the tagline here says, I found myself reading slowly, then more slowly. This is not a novel to be hurried through, for every sentence is a delight. And this is by Doris Lessing saying that. And I agree, from my experience reading Marilyn Robinson, she is a very like thought-provoking and like I feel like has a more dense writing style, so you have to like pay attention, at least I do, to her writing to like fully grasp all the different meanings. But this edition came out in, okay, this book came out in 1980, and this edition is from 87. So yeah, I really like this cover. Like, yeah, I feel like I'm on a kick here. I'm on a roll with these mass markets, and they're not my normal go-to, but again, these were almost all these were free. So yeah, I will. And I like the mass. It reminds me of when I was a kid. I almost always read mass markets because they were the cheapest books to buy, and my library almost always had mass markets too. And so I just think of mass markets, and I think of being a kid in the summer with a stack of mass markets, just reading my way through them outside. So let's see. This next one it's falling apart in the inside, but I loved how the cover has the step back of like these old like Southern women. But it's this part falling apart. It's falling out, but it's still holding together. I think if I tape it, I could get it to fit. But yeah, I just like the style of it, like the old balcony. But this is Eugenia Price, Beauty from Ashes. Yeah, this is like a heavier mass market, but this one, let's see, for 4 decades, Eugenia Price has shared her love and love and knowledge of the American South. But this one is about Anne Cooper Fraser has often endured sorrow, the death of her beloved husband and daughter, and the loss of the family home. Now there's threatening rumors of a war between the states, and Anne is an ardent Unionist. But then I see her cherished son enlists in the Confederate Army. Okay, so it's gonna be like one of those, like, seems to me like one of those, like, maybe like generational saga kind of stories, which I do like from time to time. So yeah, I don't know, I really like this cover. It was a cover by this was one I think I did get at the bookstore. It was where like all the mass markets for $1. So yeah, I do like finding a deal for sure. And when I went to the checkout counter, the cashier said something like, "Oh, I bet you won't find books cheaper than this." And so yeah, it was a new to me bookstore up in Washington. Let's see. This next one is James A. Michener, Recessional. And here's the author on the back. And this is about Palms. I want to say, was it Palms? Set in the Palms, a Florida retirement center. And there's a map. And so this seemed to be kind of different than his other books were set in this one's set in a specific place as well, but instead of being about like the history of an entire place, maybe this is like more of like a focused piece. And so I was like, why not give this one a go? I've read 1 or 2 of his other books, but I had to be like in the mood for them. But something like this maybe be more up my alley, something I could like more readily pick up. So we'll see. And this next one for the fiction. Yeah, all these books I got were fiction actually. Is Jeanette Oak, The Tender Years. This is first book in the Prairie Legacy. And I've read several of her series. And I'm thinking like the Canadian West, I've read that one like once or twice, that series. But I wasn't familiar with this one. And this one is talking about, Virginia when the character's name is Virginia, and she's a teenager. And where's she going? I'm not sure. It's a story that mothers and daughters everywhere will love. Okay, what's the let's see. Okay, this is following Belinda, which was in the Love Finds a Home series. So it's like a spin-off of one of her other series, like because she has a whole series called Love Comes Softly or something. Is it listed here anywhere? Yeah, Love Comes Softly. Yeah, so this is like a spin-off of that series, and I've read a couple books in that series, but I haven't finished it yet. But I feel like I'm fine to jump ahead to this. Okay, so then I have several books. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, my dog was barking out the window, and I didn't want to yell over her. I was just gonna wait for her to finish what she was looking at. Okay, so I found a bunch of books like that fit with the old school April, and this is like the Sweet Valley High series that I grew up reading, but this is another spin-off series, the Senior Year, and I had never heard of these when I was reading them originally. I recently found out about this series like a year or 2 ago, but I only have 1 or 2 books in that series. But I found the first book, so I have book 2, so now I have the first book, Can't Stay Away. And so the original Sweet Valley High series that started in the 80s, that is just their junior year, even though there's like 100, 200 books, but that's just their junior year. And so this is the senior year. So I have book 1, and then I found, let me see if I have these in order. Okay, yeah. So I have book 2, and so this is book 3. So cool, with these like very much, I feel like 90s, early 2000s cover. Okay, and then I have book 4, I've Got a Secret. Book 6, Your Basic Nightmare. Book 7, Boy Meets Girl. Book 8, Maria Who. Number 12 is Bad Girl. So this will be like a fun throwback to old school April for me, for childhood favorites. And then I can also read these for Garb August. I feel like I tend to read like at least one Sweet Valley book in Garb August. Okay, so then now we're going to switch to the children's books that I have gotten. I have several books for the Picture This, where we're focusing on children's picture books in the month of April. And so I've read all the books that I own for that, but I found a couple more at the little free libraries. So I have Kitty and the Moonlight Rescue by Paula Harrison. And I'm not sure if exactly this fits, because I mean, it is fully illustrated, but it's a little bit longer for a children's book, but it looked so cool. I had to get this. And this is book 1 in that series, and it's illustrated by Jenny Lovely. And then I have a picture book by oh, hold on. Who is this by? It just says Canada on the front. This is by Louise Sabine. So a picture book all about Canada. I thought this would be fun to flip through it and learn more about Canada. And then we have Mammoth Magic by Shelley Gill and illustrated by Shannon Cartwright. And here are the authors on the back, very much Arctic pictures. Here's an example of the art. And then Waltzing Matilda by A.B. Patterson and Desmond Digby. And this won an award for the Children's Book Council of Australia. It's the picture book of the year. And this takes place in Australia. So I can learn about Canada and Australia. Again, no idea if the camera is picking up Fable barking, but I think she's a little bit wound up. We just got back from our car trip out. I walked her and everything when we were out, and she had a long morning, but yeah, she just anyway, she doesn't normally bark that much. Yeah, so Waltzing Matilda. So now, yeah, I was saying I have a book about Australia and Canada for the children's picture books, and this has kind of like a fuzzy art style, but interesting nonetheless. Seems to me maybe it's about sheep. The sheep herders in Australia. I don't know. I didn't look into this when I was picking it up. Yeah, it's the tale of the old tramp traveling the bush with his swag on his back, or his, okay, Waltzing Matilda is his name. Okay, I'll find out and report back. Okay, and then I have more of like the middle grade kind of books. Trusting True North by Gina Linko. This is like a brand new book that I found at the little free library. This one came out in 2022. True North Vincent is struggling after, okay, so it's a kid's name. Okay, I thought it was gonna, yeah, True North was like, you know, their adventure up in the north, but no, it's a kid's name. Okay, and then we have Locked in Time by Lois Duncan. These are the kind of books I read as a kid. The mass markets that are turned into hardcovers with like the printing on the hardcover itself, with no dust jacket, that you would see at libraries everywhere. And this is an old library copy from Janitel Junior High, and this is from 1988. No idea where that is. Okay, yeah, this is a rough copy, but it's still holding up because it's like the hardcover mass market. So yeah, Lois Duncan would fit for old school April as well, and she, I feel like, wrote a lot of like the horror for middle grade back in like the 80s. So I was like, why not get that one and go? And then this is another like funny cover one, 13 Ways to Sink a Sub. And that's like, I was like, I thought maybe it's like submarine, but no, it's a substitute teacher. And this is by Jamie Gilson. It says substitute teachers are fair game, and this class can't wait to play. And at first I thought she was smoking a cigarette as well, but no, it's a number 2 pencil. Then I have something completely different for me. One of these manga. I never know how to pronounce that word. This is Psychic Academy by Katsu Aki, And this is book 2, so I was like, okay, it's not too far into a series where I could probably follow along. And this is following a school year. School year is coming to a close, and that means one thing: final exams. Dun dun dun. And yeah, it's following an academic test plus a psychic testing ability. I have no idea. It's like these kids are in some kind of like magic boarding school or something. I don't know. But here's some of the art. Yeah, I thought, why not give it a go and see what I think. And then another one, this is the last book I have, is another one of the mangas, and this is Twilight Tales King of Bandits, with this, I don't know what that says. Something with Jing in the title. But this is book 1 by Yuichi Kumakura. And it has like the shiny cover, but again, like, why not give this a go and see what I think. This is about, it's like a fantastical, far-out journey in the out-of-this-world adventures of Jing and his feisty, feathered friend Kier. It says it's an awesome new series with a fresh and original look for our heroes. Okay, so yeah. Those are the books I managed to find today. You know, like I said, quite the mixture. I feel like a lot of these books are like the 80s and 90s, so it fits with the old school April, which is on my mind, because I'm wanting to, I mentioned, like, yeah, picture this, where I'm reading children's picture books this month. The Amish in April, which I'm trying to read at least the one book, and then there's old school April and People April. I'm reading Gladys Tabor for that. Yeah, because I feel like I haven't talked with you, so I want to like give some kind of update on what I read, because I do want to give a wrap up eventually, because I know I still have to do what I read in March. And I'm thinking of just like pulling together like my favorites for March and April, like the standouts. But yeah, so those are the I feel like there's another reading event I'm participating in as well. But yeah, those are the ones I'm focusing on. But anyway, I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, and I will be back. I promise. I feel like, yeah, I randomly step away. It's almost always like with stress that always, and like just being so tired, like getting off work and having headaches and whatnot. It's never fun. And yeah, I don't want to come on camera when I'm in a bad mood. So I want to you know, be here. It's not like that I don't always want to be on camera, like wanting to talk to you, but yeah, I don't want to be on camera and like just blather on and complain and yeah, hopefully you understand what I'm saying here. But yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Booktube.